Good morning. We'll be studying about the properties of discrete time Fourier transform DTFT. The first property goes as a linearity property. So, if x1 of n DTFT is x1 of e power j omega and x2 of n DTFT is x2 of e power j omega, then the corresponding x1 of n multiplied by a when added with x2 of n multiplied by b ax1 of n plus bx2 of n. If we find the DTFT of this, it will be equal to the DTFT of the individual signal, that is a x1 of e power j omega, which is the DTFT of x1 of n, plus b into x2 of e power j omega, which is the DTFT of x2 of n. At the end of this video, you will have a PDF of all the proofs attached with it, which can be very easily, from which you can infer the proof, as we have seen for the continuous time Fourier transform. The second property is time shifting property of discrete time Fourier transform. The statement goes as, if x of n DTFT is x of e power j omega, then x of n minus n naught, which is the time shifted version of x of n, will be the actual x of e power j omega, which is multiplied by e power minus j omega n naught. The proof can be done as usual by starting with the equation for DTFT. So using the equation for DTFT, you can infer the proof for this. The next property is frequency shifting property of, DTFT. If x of n is the DTFT of x of e power j omega, then if x of n is multiplied by e power j omega naught, so omega naught is a constant here. So if the given signal x of n in time domain is multiplied by e power j omega naught into n, which is an exponential sequence, then the corresponding DTFT will be x of e power j omega minus omega naught, which means the actual DTFT x of e power j omega, omega is shifted by omega minus omega naught. Since the shifting happens in frequency domain, the property name goes as frequency shifting. So, if the signal x of n is multiplied in time domain by its exponential sequence e power j omega naught into n, then the corresponding DTFT will have its frequency shifted by omega naught times. The proof of this can be inferred. Differencing in time domain or time difference. If x of n DTFT is x of e power j omega, then when we find the difference between x of n and its previous signal x of n minus 1, x of n minus x of n minus 1, the corresponding DTFT is x of e power j omega minus e power minus j omega into x of e power j omega. The proof of this is very simple, where x of n DTFT will be x of e power j omega. X of n minus 1 is nothing but time shifting. So if we apply the time shifting property, we will be getting it as e power minus j omega into x of j omega. Taking x of e power j omega will evaluate to 1 minus e power minus j omega. In other way, the proof can also be inferred in this manner. Differentiation in frequency domain property or frequency differentiation. If x of n DTFT is x of e power j omega, then n into x of n. If the given signal is multiplied in time domain by a factor n, which is a time factor, then the corresponding DTFT will be j into d by d omega of x of e power j omega. Since the DTFT is getting differentiated with respect to omega, it is called as frequency differentiation property. The proof can be inferred by starting from the equation of DTFT, differentiating on both sides, and with the proof you can prove the differentiation frequency domain property. The most important property here is convolution in time property for DTFT. If x1 of n DTFT is x1 of e power j omega, x2 of n DTFT is x2 of e power j omega. If the two signals are convoluted in time domain, then the corresponding individual DFTs are multiplied in the frequency domain. So x1 of n convolution x2 of n DTFT will be equal to x1 of e power j omega multiplied by x2 of e power j omega. The proof of this is DTFT of x of n. We need to start with the equation for DTFT. Hence, when DTFT of x of n is this equation, then automatically DTFT of x1 of n convolution x2 of n will be given by summation n equal to minus infinity to infinity. In the place of x of n, it can be replaced as x1 of n convolution with x2 of n e power minus j omega n, which is equation number 1. Since this is a convolution, we need to apply the formula for convolution sum. So convolution sum is given as x1 of n convolution x2 of n equal to summation m equal to minus infinity to infinity x of m y of n minus m, which is nothing but the formula for convolution sum. Substituting equation number 2 in 1, it evaluates to DTFT of so and so is equal to, we get a double summation x of m y of n minus m e power minus j omega n. So here we have to replace n minus m by k and rearrange the summation in such a manner. So let n minus m equal to k. So y of n minus m can be written as k, and in the place of e power minus j omega n, in the place of n, it can be replaced as m plus k. Hence, the entire equation is replaced in terms of m and k. When n minus m equal to k, automatically the summations will also evaluate to m equal to minus infinity and k equal to minus infinity to plus infinity. Now, e power minus j omega into m plus k, we can rearrange this summation. So taking one summation as m equal to minus infinity to infinity x of m, and one of the exponential part e power minus j omega m, and the other summation part summation k equal to minus infinity to infinity y of k, and the other exponential part e power minus j omega k. So this term is again a DTFT with the constant of m. So it can be written as x1 of e power j omega. So similarly here we need to write it as x1 of e power j omega, or we can write it as x of e power j omega and then y of k e power minus jk can be written as y of e power j omega. Hence convolution property is proved. Multiplication, the next property is multiplication in time domain property or convolution in frequency domain. It is just the dual of the previous property. So if x1 of DTFT is x1 and x2 of n DTFT is x2, then if the two signals are multiplied in time domain, then the corresponding Fourier transform are convolved in the frequency domain. So x1 of n multiplied by x2 of n DTFT will be x1 of e power j omega n j omega convoluted with x2 of e power j omega. The proof of this can be inferred from the graph, from the proof attached with time reversal property. So if x of n DTFT is x of e power j omega, then if the signal x of n is time reversed, then x of minus n DTFT will be x of e power minus j omega. So omega will be replaced by minus omega. The last important property or the theorem that we can infer is Parseval's theorem or Rayleigh's theorem or Wiener relation for DTFT. This Parseval theorem is used to determine the energy contained in a discrete time signal from its Fourier transform. So, if x of n DTFT is x of e power j omega, then summation n equal to minus infinity to infinity modulus of x of n the whole squared, which is nothing but the energy contained in x of n. We have seen in unit number 1 itself that the energy contained in time domain can be represented as summation n equal to minus infinity to infinity modulus of x of n the whole square. This energy which is contained in time domain can be equivalently represented in its frequency domain as 1 by 2 pi integration minus pi to pi modulus of x of e power j omega the whole square d omega. So the proof of this follows by taking modulus of x of n can be written as x of n multiplied by x conjugate of n. So having that primarily in mind, the inverse DTFT formula x of n is given as 1 by 2 pi integration minus pi to pi x of e power j omega n e power j omega n d omega, which is equation 1, which represents the inverse DTFT formula. X of n is replaced by its conjugate. So x conjugate of n means that wherever we have j, it will be automatically replaced by minus j. So x of e power j omega is a term. So the conjugate of that will be x conjugate of e power j omega, and e power j omega n can be written as e power minus j omega n d omega. Therefore, summation, you can take the left hand side, n equal to minus infinity to infinity, x of n the whole squared equal to summation n equal to minus infinity to infinity, x of n multiplied by x conjugate of n. So this is equal to summation n equal to minus infinity to infinity, x of n. Substitute equation 2 where x conjugate of n is replaced by this equation. Now rearranging the equation, 1 by 2 pi, take the conjugate outside and rearrange in such a manner that this equation will evaluate to x of e power j omega. Hence, 1 by 2 pi minus pi to pi modulus of x of e power j omega the whole square d omega. Hence, Parseval's equation is proved. So, Parseval's equation says that energy contained in a signal can also be determined in its Fourier transform also with the help of its Fourier transform if we know this particular relation. Thank you, students.